I'm still getting over this damn flu, so excuse me if I get hoarse at any stage. I'm just doing some free-form pen work, and I have, as you can see, I have absolutely no idea where each line sort of lets it decide itself where it's going to end, and all I'm really trying to do is break up the space into manageable pieces. That's a bit big, because I cannot draw very long lines, so I think I'll extend it at the bottom as well. I will, yeah. That I think is enough. Now, I'm drawing the lines according to comfort, and I found for myself quite often with this type of drawing, 3D line art, it's the distance when it intersects the opposite line or curve. You need to keep those segments about the same width where it intersects. So I find the easiest way for me to do it is actually draw the line from that side back to the point. Now you have to keep your wits about you, because sometimes I go back the wrong way. And I also find that since the line often gets crooked, don't worry about that. Make that a feature then, as I'm doing here. Make the subsequent lines even more curved, and it gives a nice artistic effect to it. With this one, excuse me, with all of these ones, have faith, have confidence, and unless you do it, you'll never achieve anything. But there's many times I'd be sitting wondering, oh, what'll I do? What sort of sketch or drawing will I make? And I think what often decides me is I just pick up something, and in this case it's the pen. That actually worked out quite well. Now trying to work out how this is an awkward one because I want to try and have a continuation. So I'm just going to, it was just far too big there, so I'm going to continue with this one as if it's a continuation, as if there never was that break there. And that is another thing you should try doing is when you go into the next segment, each subsequent segment, try and make back down. Is it? I have to go from there. Yeah, from here to, as I said, sometimes I get it wrong, but that's right. I got it right there. If I wasn't talking, I'd do it a bit better. I'll have to stay quiet now. I just need to concentrate. Yep. Starting at the point and going out is much easier because you keep going exactly the same way. But I'm getting into my stride now. That's better. Look, you just keep on doing this. And just remember, when you go into your next segment, try and have it as a continuation of the previous one. So look, get out your own pen and paper there. Draw anything. Don't try and copy mine, because, you know, this is just random what I've done. You can do a similar one and go for a smaller size. The smaller the size. How we continue this one is going to be, I think we're going to end up with a very contorted and down into the point. I think it'll just look like some sort of a twisted stick. And these long lines are longer than I feel comfortable with, I have to say. Oh, that's very long down there. I'm not doing a great job with this one. But you know what? In the final piece you won't notice. I guarantee you that's better. You won't notice it at all. Just keep going. And you know, if you're doing it and you're starting to make a mess, don't worry. Don't stop. Just keep going and just put it down as an exercise. As just trying to improve. There we go. That's it. That worked out okay. Yeah. I have to say I'm fairly happy with that. Now, where to next? There's so many possibilities here. But if we just take this as a mirror image of the one I did before, I think that will look okay as a type of a fan. that is us finished. And just took over an hour to do it, which wasn't too bad. And as always, don't forget to sign it. October 2024. And that's it. Or indeed is it? I have been looking at this for a while and I feel I feel I should put in a bit of shading here, so I'm using a fairly soft pencil here. I know it should be, again, a bit of laziness here. This has got a blunt tip and I should be using a sharp tip on it. But I find this very, very relaxing. This to me is the real Zen. Just using a tortillon, a very small tortillon here to soften out that shading there. And if you're doing this yourself, what I try to do is go to wherever there's a point and come out from that point. I take that point as being the darkest place. You'll pick it up after a while where you think the shade should be. There's many different ways of doing it. This is just my way of doing it. Where the contour lines come together, I take to be in darkness, and where they spread out, I want those to be bright. And it's it, just keep on going around here. It's hard to destroy it, although I might end up destroying it, you never know. But for me, this really is Zen. I enjoy doing this. I can take my time, I don't know how long it'll take. But I could easily spend on this particular piece 15-20 minutes just doing this. And don't be afraid of getting it all the way across into the white areas. You just pick a place, and there's so many places on this one where you could start, but okay, it's just that I know that these contours over here should be somewhat dark, even though they weren't really in a really well defined point. I just want to darken them off a little bit. Those of you who managed to stick to the end of this piece, thank you very, very much. Well, this is it finished. It was just a bit of a doodling with pen and ink and a bit of pencil shading put in at the end. I find this type of work really, really relaxing, and I hope you followed along and took out your pen and paper and did some masterpiece of your own. Look, thank you for watching. Really appreciate this support that you give me, and it just gives me a kick to do this. So see you again in another couple of days with another piece of either colourful or pen and ink. Till then, take care and slán tamil.